clothes and colors are decided by the society. Basically, colors and
They have no
clothes
gender.
don't have any gender. We imposed gender onto
Yes,
them, and
yes.
if a man wears a pink, people immediately say, "Oh, you're a gay man." After my third suicide attempt on myself, I understood it's a failed attempt, and I felt that whatever happened in my life, whatever is happening in my life, whatever happened in my childhood, a child must not go through the same thing ever again. And then how I started thinking about go to schools and talk about gender sensitization, talk about gender and sex, not about sexuality at that particular time. If you know about yourself in your childhood itself, about who you are, you can better concentrate on your studies, have a meaningful friends, have a meaningful life in one way.
What is the advice you want to give to parents if there is a child like you born in their house?
Um, First of all, when the child they come out with a lot of understanding about who they are, and also they gave a lot of thinking towards you that if they come out to you, you'll understand. Someone coming out their comfort zone, someone coming out from the closet and talking to you is very much difficult, because coming out is a very difficult thing, and basically it comes a lot with trust. Because once someone trusted something about
So
them,
parents should trust their children.
and also yes, in one way yes, and also because of the trust child had on the parents, once they come out, you don't have to say I understand you, I'll accept you. No, say that I'm here to listen. First of all, tell them only one thing: I'm here to listen. Don't judge or don't stop them in the middle, because they come out with a lot of courage.
It is not our differences that divide us. It is our inability to recognize, accept, and celebrate those differences that destroys us. Today in my studio, I have a theme for you that is going to make you sit up and think, are we being fair to the humankind? Hello, I am Meenamma. I'm a storyteller and a trainer, and I wish to share my chats with inspirational people around me on varied topics of global interest, with the hope that my audience may design a better life from these episodes. Each talk is an inward journey. Come travel with me today to meet an extraordinary human being. Do watch this episode till the end and subscribe to Meet Meenamma on YouTube, Instagram, and other handles. I'm very proud to introduce Harsha Hayathi, a trailblazing 36-year-old woman from Visakhapatnam who embodies resilience and passion in her journey. Growing up, Hayathi always felt different. Yes, she stood strong against societal challenges, capturing the raw beauty of life through her photography. With a keen eye for documentary, storytelling, she creates images that honor authenticity and celebrate diverse gender identities. Hayathi's path has been not very easy. She faced discrimination, health issues, and the complexities of navigating her gender identity. It was at the age of 32 that she discovered her true love for photography, using it as a medium to express experiences and the truth of life. A co-founder of NESTAM, Visakhapatnam, the only LGBTQIA plus support group established in 2015, she has become a beacon of hope and support for others in her community. Her advocacy work has received notable recognition, including a feature in the Forbes India for her efforts in promoting the community and the exclusivity in workplaces, providing sensitization training. Today we'll delve into the inspiring journey, examining how her identity shapes her, her art, her activism. Join me as we explore Harsha's inspiring narrative, her artistic vision, her unwavering commitment to advocating for inclusivity and authenticity in every frame. Hi, how are you, Hayathi?
I'm good. Thank you so much, Meenamma.
How do you feel sitting with Meenamma today?
Great.
Hayathi, in your name itself, there is a beautiful binary meaning. You are Harsha Hayathi. How was your experience as a woman of difference being in this world? And as you can make out, you're an advocate of something very different. As I started saying, people always see the differences between people rather than the similarities. So I would like you to start from the beginning. How was your childhood? Where were you? Tell me about your parents and how you grew up.
To talk about my childhood, firstly, I was assigned male at birth. Later, I understood what I am, who I am at a certain point of time. But with respect to childhood at a point of time, I started wearing a dress with the help of my cousins, but later I started being comfortable wearing a dress rather than being in a shirt and pant. I'm not sure what exactly the feeling is all about, but the only thing I observed within my consciousness is I started feeling comfortable, I started feeling myself. But does it have a meaning of is it a girl, is it a boy? No, it doesn't have any meaning for that. What I felt is comfortness, happiness. Later, with respect to the age, I try to be just like any other boy in the home because the problem is, in one way, I come from a very great family and very good parents. But the thing is that the experiences in my childhood made me realize that I must not come out to my parents or relatives about this because in my childhood there were few photos of mine in my home and my cousin's home, me in a dress in my childhood. I'm not sure. Did I ask my mother to make me wear in the childhood, or is it my mother did that? I didn't know anything about that. But what my sister did is, it's not. I cannot say it's positive and negative, but what after seeing those photos, my sister looked at me and started teasing me. So what made an impact in the childhood is, if I be like this or if I do be in a certain way, the only thing in my mind it came up is
People will tease me.
people will tease me. My sister, just like what my sister
Hayathi,
did.
I'll stop you here.
Yeah.
I just want to ask you, so your first memory of having happiness in being like a girl is when your mother dressed you up. ఇప్పుడు మన మా సొసైటీలో అబ్బాయిలు పుడితే అమ్మాయిలు లేరు అనుకోండి ఇంట్లో మన అమ్మాయి డ్రెస్ వేసుకుని వీ టేక్ పిక్చర్స్ బికాస్ దెర్ ఆర్ నో గర్ల్స్ సో ఆల్ ఆఫ్ అస్ టెన్ టు డూ ఇట్ ఇఫ్ ఐ హ్యావ్ 2 sons I will dress up my second child because it's a desire for the mother. So alati me mother me meeda she has put a little bit of getting into it's every mother's I mean desire, and that made you get importance in your family. People are saying enta cute ga undi, Harsha's looking so cute. So did that change your mind to think that maybe you're a girl and not a boy?
No, with respect to photos, it has nothing to do with my identity or how I felt like a girl. Because ఆ ఫొటోస్ అన్నీ కూడా నాకు ఇంకా పెద్ద ఏజ్ కూడా తెలియదు వాట్ ఏజ్ ఐఎమ్ డ్రెస్సెస్ వేశారు ఫొటోస్ తీశారు. బట్ లేటర్ ద వన్ థింగ్ విచ్ ఐ టోల్డ్ ఎర్లియర్ ఇస్ డ్రెస్ వేసుకున్న తర్వాత కజిన్స్ హెల్ప్తోని అది కూడా డాన్స్ యూ హర్డ్ అబౌట్ ద షో బూగీ వూగీ
The famous show when you were growing up, I'm sure.
సో అది అది చూసిన తర్వాత ఒకరోజు కజిన్స్ కూడా డాన్స్ వేద్దాం నువ్వు కూడా డ్రెస్ వేసుకో పర్ఫామ్ చేద్ది కానీ సో అక్కడ స్టార్ట్ అయింది. బట్ అందరికీ క్వశ్చన్ మీకు రావచ్చు ఆ డ్రెస్ వేసుకోవడం అప్పుడు ఆ రోజు డ్రెస్ వేసుకోవడం వల్లనే యూ ఫెల్ట్ లైక్ ఎ గర్ల్ అని. నో, ఆ రోజు ఏదో వేసుకున్నారు ఏదో డ్యాన్స్ పర్ఫామ్ చేసాం అంతా అయిపోయింది. బట్ when I started wearing a dress next time how it will be like, I started feeling calmness, comfortness in that. Apart from that, మా అంకుల్ సింగపూర్ నుంచి మేకప్ తీసుకొచ్చారు. సో ఐ యూస్ టు ట్రై దట్. ఐ మీన్ ఎప్పుడు అక్క వాళ్ళు వేసుకొని చూడడం లేదంటే మమ్మీ వాళ్ళు వేసుకొని చూడడం లేదంటే కజిన్స్. ఐ కమ్ ఫ్రమ్ ఎ వెరీ బిగ్ ఫ్యామిలీ లైక్ ఇన్ అ సింగిల్ బిల్డింగ్ 8 families and 15 children used to live in a single house, like it's a mixed house. సో చైల్డ్హుడ్ అంతా ఒక పక్క నుంచి భయంతోనే ఒక పక్క నుంచి ఏమో ఏమవుతుందని
So you were frightened to come out.
in one way frightened to come out, in another way I should know about myself rather than anyone else.
But was it exciting? That chinna secret, you had a secret. You know when you're alone who you are.
Yeah.
You know that you're a beautiful woman.
Yeah.
But outside people think you're a boy.
Yeah.
So it was your private secret. Did you
Yes.
enjoy those moments?
Not every time, because until certain time I was in a very much confusion where what is exactly happening to me? Why am I liking to wear a dress rather than wearing a shirt and pant? All of my classmates are liking girls and the girls are liking boys. First of all, I was thinking, what am I in the first place? Whom should I love is the next question.
Yeah, when you're a teenager, love is a big deal, kada.
Yeah.
So that time you didn't realize whether you have to fall in love with a boy or a girl, because you were not attracted with anybody, but you yourself felt like a girl, isn't it?
I felt like a girl, but I was not sure who I am as a person, because my sisters and everyone dresses in a different way. My cousins who are boys are dresses in a certain way, but I'm the only person in the entire home thinking why I like dresses more, why I like makeup more. So I used to tend to do that, and it's my little
So when
secret
did you
until a
come to
certain time.
know? When did you come to know who you are? I mean, how many years later were you a teenager? How did you know? Did someone advise you, or did you read, or did you find out? How did you discover that this is normal? There's nothing wrong. What is happening to you is normal.
For a lot of people, it's normal. As you say that, but not for everyone, especially with Indian parents. The minute the boy wears a makeup or a bangles or walk feminine or talk feminine, they immediately they says that, ఏ ఎందుకు అలా ఉన్నావు, లేదంటే ఎందుకు హిజ్రాలా బిహేవ్ చేస్తున్నావు, ఎందుకు కొజ్జాలా బిహేవ్ చేస్తున్నావు. సో అది అసోసియేట్ అవుతుందంటే, ఇలా డ్రెస్ వేసుకున్న వెంటనే, లేదు అంటే ఇలా ఫెమినైన్ హావభావాలు వ్యక్తం చేస్తున్నారు అంటే పేరెంట్స్ వెంటనే కూడా దాన్ని రిజెక్ట్ చేస్తున్నారు, లేదంటే తిడుతున్నారు. సో తిట్టడం వల్ల, ఆ హేళన చేయడం వల్ల ఏమవుతుందంటే, ఇంకా అసలు బయటకు రాకూడదు, బయటకు వస్తే పేరెంట్స్ ఎలా ఉన్నారు అన్న విధంగా ఉంటే బయటకు వచ్చి ఎవరికైనా చెప్పాలంటే ఇంకా భయం వేస్తుంది.
So parents are frightened of what the society will say.
Yeah.
So that is why the parents are scared to protect a child, because they are worried about what the next house person, what the others are going to say. So that happened to you also.
Yeah, in a certain way, just to talk about myself, at the age of 19, I started meeting a couple of people through Orkut and Facebook. అప్పట్లో Orkut అనేది చాలా ఫేమస్. సో ఒకరిద్దరిని పరిచయం అయ్యి స్టార్ట్ అయ్యి మాట్లాడుతూ ఉంటే అప్పట్లో, సో నాకు ఒక టైం దాకా నాకు ట్రాన్స్జెండర్ అంటే మీనింగ్ నాకు తెలియదు, లేదంటే వాట్ ఈస్ అ క్రాస్ డ్రెస్సర్, వాట్ ఈస్ అ ట్రాన్స్జెండర్, వాట్ ఈస్ అ ట్రాన్స్సెక్షువల్, వాట్ ఈస్ అ
You didn't know what this was.
I don't know any of these terms apart from man, woman or male, female. I don't know anything. I didn't know what is the difference between sex and gender. A lot of people still think sex and gender are the same. No, it is there is a lot of difference in between sex and gender. So at the age of 19, I started meeting few people, and I met Shantipriya garu something like at that time, and she was a transgender person. She is a transgender person, and also and she is quite good at a lot of things, especially at writing. She is good at writing poems. She is good at art. She is good at whatnot. She has a lot of things in her cup.
So Shantipriya had the same experience as you. She was born a male.
Yeah.
Okay, and she had the guts to stand up and be herself.
Not very much, but somewhat within the limited limitations of the family and the limitations of that particular age.
Okay. Okay.
So with respect to her, she tried to come out and be herself, but due to parents and due to few things, she started living her own way in just like my secret. She tries to fit in the society just like what I used to do long back, not anymore much. So after meeting her, I got to understand what the terms and what is the terminologies are. And the age of 19, after reading a bit more about Ghazal Dailwal, and she is the writer of Ek Ladki Ko Dekha Tha Jaise Laga.
Yes.
She's a writer, and she written much more
Very
stories.
very creative writer.
Creative writer. So after reading about her blog for more than 2 to 3 months, after spending time to understand what are all these, then I understood within myself that, okay, this is what I am. So after reading about her story for 3 months and etc., so what I understood is, this is who I am. Oh, this is what I am. So there is something called electrolysis for hair removal of the
Body
body
hair.
and body hair and the face hair. There is something called sex reassignment surgery, but currently known as gender affirmation surgery, which is pretty different from long back. Then I slowly understood it's not about wearing a dress, it's not about being a girl or boy, it's about me being myself.
Very true.
Then I understood that I need to go for a particular surgery to be myself, because as growing as an male at birth and growing up, I had very difficulty issues growing up because of the testosterone and the adolescence age. But after knowing about it, I felt I know what I want to be and who I am as a person, apart from I raised as a boy. So then at the age of 19, I realized that okay, I know who I am, but let me understand and explore the next few years how my family is going to react for it. And the next 3 years was one of the worst and toughest time in my life, because I come from a bit of political family and very huge family. I come from a very big family, and I, just like any other parent, just like my mom, when I spoke about myself to them, they were like, "What will your aunt
Society
think?
say.
What will society think?" Just like them, I also, at the age of 19, I felt, "What should I really do? I'm from a political family. I am from a very big family. What will people think about me? What I should need to do?" So 19 to 21 is one of the worst time I can experience, and people may think about, oh, you can concentrate on studies and etc. You're well educated, you come from a very good school and etc. But studying is completely different. But when you're trying to understand yourself rather than anything, it's very difficult to concentrate on anything, because when you don't know who you are as a person, when you don't know what is really happening, there is no one to share about you, where you always have something in mind that, oh, if I come out, whatever my sister did in my childhood, that's gonna happen again. I don't want any kind of experiences like that, so I always shut myself indoor, and I used to dress up whenever I used to be comfortable in my own way. I never used to dress and go out.
So you bought female clothes and you used to enjoy it in your private moments.
All my pocket money used to spend
All
on makeup and
female.
dresses in one way.
Okay.
And I used to be very thin, and it was very easy for me, because all the traditional wear I used to wear my sister's clothes, all the western I used to buy for myself. So it was very much easy. And later, at the age of 21, then I realized at one point of time that there is only one life,
Yes.
and live your life in your own way. End of the other conventions, other things in mind. One life, live the way you want to. That's what I decided. I want to live as myself.
You went to engineering college.
Yes.
Tell us that part. How was your college life? How was acceptance on campus? Because students are not very kind. Especially everyone's hormones are racing at that time, and people are talking about sex openly. So how was college time for you?
College was a bit tough, because as I'm male at birth, but my identity says I'm a woman or a girl. I mean, I felt I'm a woman, so it was very difficult when, especially, used to sit beside boys. So I always used to sit just beside the bench of the girls. So I used to make myself, my mind and my body a bit comfortable, because at least in that way, I can go to college and sit in the college and somewhat learn the lessons and etc. But when it comes to washroom, it was one of the toughest decision to take, because mostly boys stand and pee.
Yes.
But I'm in a place where I'm a girl, but I'm not comfortable standing and peeing. So what I used to do is I used to go to the room and close the door, and just used to pee like all of the other
In the
girls.
potty.
Yeah. So it made me feel comfortable, and also at the same time, as I felt I always like I'm a girl, so it made me much more comfortable going in that way.
But did the boys follow you and wonder why you were peeing inside the?
At that time, luckily, with the rush and the college timings, it was never. And luckily, what I used to do is I was always late to the class. One of the other reason is, so until all the boys go out of the washroom, I never used to go inside the washroom. So once everyone left and the bell rings, then only I used to go inside, and then I used to make myself comfortable.
What about sexual feelings? They say that, boys can see a girl who's trapped in a boy's, and they get attracted. So, were you ever molested or attacked, or did any boy try to make advances to you, not in the homosexual way?
In the college, never ever, because one of the reason is the only experience my sister gave me in my childhood. If you're going to come out, you know what is going to happen. Also, I heard a lot of other stories from other friends that, oh, if you're going to act in this way, they're going to come to you. If you're going to be in this way, they're going to do this. So different stories in different ways, especially with the online and the people who I used to connect. They used to tell their experiences. Then I understood that,
So,
okay,
were they abused? Many of the because body language is something else. Being trapped in a body, wrong body, your body is crying for help, and you're feeling pain. So you get easily become prey. So, did you come across many cases? Because I have heard of cases like this. So, luckily, you were not the victim of such a situation.
I heard, I can happily say that I need to thank my sister in one way, because in one way
She warned you that people will tease you, so don't talk about it.
so in another way, I got experience from other people, so I was very sure that don't do anything public. You're gonna get humiliated in another way, and whatever the other experience are others did go through, you are also going to be the similar way. So don't go for it. So my mind always warned me that don't go for it.
Protect
or
your
don't
identity.
Yeah, protect your identity first.
So, by the age of 21, did you realize that you needed to actually go past that barrier and become a woman? And see, I met a psychiatrist, and she was saying that it's a very dangerous crossroad. She says many people, they're weak, they get bullied, boys get bullied by other boys, so they feel it's better to become a girl, so that, because girls are safe. So therefore they want to become girls. But you were not, you were very sure, isn't it? You did not do it for silly reasons.
No, it was very clear reason who I am, what I am. Okay, I'm going to tell you a couple of things which can be understandable by a lot of people. Especially, there is something called attract, attractive or attraction, and also there is something called influence. Attraction, for example, in nowadays, live about nowadays, we'll just go to time back, and the minute we used to go outside and see, there used to be men wear saris, and they used to beg, or they used to beg in the trains or the traffic signals. So the minute we think about it, it's like I'm sorry, I'm just
And these are fakes actually. They're actually men who dress like women, and then they try
no
to.
no that's a completely different thing again, because not all transgender people are fake, or not people all people from the Hijra community are fake. There is something called Baharupiya. I mean,
Oh, actors.
yeah.
Okay.
So basically, what they do is they wear shirts and pants. They in the morning when they come from their houses, later they wear a sari in some other place. They do begging in the trains or traffic signals. The minute they're done with the begging and everything, again to go back to the hymn, they just wear a shirt and pant and go
So, do
back
they
to
feel
home.
happy getting into that sari, or what is it? Why? What is
That's
the
for
psychology?
easy money.
It's for the money.
Money. It's
Okay.
only for the
It's for
money.
the
They
money.
mostly Bahrupiyas will not have any kind of feelings towards being a woman, or they want to live like a woman. No, it's just for money. Wear a dress, wear a sari,
So
beg
they're
and
playing
come
a
back.
role.
Yeah, but because of those people from transgender community, and also for people from tra- educated trans women, and also people from their community are getting hatred from the
Yeah, the bad name is
humans.
coming because of this. Now,
Yes.
tell me, what is the difference between the hijras and people who identify as transgenders? So, we hear the word hijras. In fact, in the Hindu community, hijras, I mean Muslims, are very respected people. For thousands of years, right from the Maharaja times, good old Vedic times, hijras were respected because they were supposed to be the connecting link between good and bad, and they brought good things. Even in movies you see they clap and dance at
Yes.
births of,
Yes.
and they're very respected, very pious people. What is the difference between Hijra and a transgender, and why are they become a bad thing today?
Okay, just like before I said Bahrupia, uh, not all men who wear saris can be a hijra or a crossdresser or a transgender person. First of all, there is something called transgender. Transgender is a term, it's a transgender identity, it's a gender identity, not a gender. And next, transgender, the meaning of actual transgender means a person's behavior, gender identity, and gender expression is different from what they are assigned at birth.
So if you're born, like how it was for
I'll
you.
give you an example in my own way.
Mm.
I was assigned male at birth.
Mm.
I behave in a gender neutral way, but my gender identity is I'm a woman, I'm a girl. But my gender expression is different because sometimes I wear dresses, sometimes I wear uh, uh,
Male
shirts
clothes.
and male clothes or clothes basically to say. Sometimes if I'm comfortable in a hoodie and the jeans, I'll wear that. Sometimes in a t-shirt and a short, I'll wear that. Sometimes if I'm comfortable in a dress, it completely depends on my mood and what I want to wear. It has nothing to do with being a woman or being a man. Basically, clothes and colors are decided by the society. Basically, they don't colors and
They have no
clothes and
gender.
don't have any gender. We imposed gender onto them,
Yes,
and
yes.
if a man wears a pink, people immediately say, "Oh, you're a gay man,"
Yes, you're
or
a
"You're a gay."
pansy. Mm.
So that's how it is. Like, no, what is there in the color? No, it's not really that. So as I mentioned about the word transgender, that's the meaning.
And who's a Hijra?
And Hijra is basically, before talking about Hijra, I'm gonna talk about a very important thing within the transgender space. Transgender again is a transgender. It's an umbrella term. Under that, there are trans men, trans women, cross dresser, again transsexual man, woman, male to female, female to male, and many other terms. And also under that, Hijra also comes under that. Hijra is basically a socio-religious culture. A man simply wearing a sari cannot be Hijra. To get into that, there is rituals to get into that. So with the rituals, there is rituals there are different rituals in the Hindu community way and the Muslim community way, and without that rituals, nobody can be a Hijra or be into the Hijra community. There are certain rules to get into that. If one of my friend wears a sari and likes to be wearing a dress and likes to identify them as a woman, that person can be a transgender woman, or person can be a cross dresser. Just by a man wearing a dress cannot be a person from the Hijra community. So transgender and Hijra are under the same, basically under same. Just like I'll give you an example of um, dolphins, mammals kind of thing. So all dolphins can be mammals, but not all mammals are dolphins.
dolphins, very
Just like that, all people from the Hijra community can be under the transgender umbrella, but not all the
trans
transgender
can be
people
Hijras.
Hijras.
Very
So
good.
that's the thing.
Very good.
And Hijra is a Guru Chela system. Basically, it is a hierarchy. Basically, a Chela is the one who is under the. Basically, I'll tell you in a different way. Guru Chela, master disciple, in a better way where people can understand. So this disciple.
This is for Hijras.
Yeah.
Okay.
Guru Chela. So master disciple. So this Chela need to do begging or sex work or anything. This particular person from the Hijra community, especially Chela, either by begging or either by sex work, they need to earn a bit of money and go and give it to the
Guru.
gurus. So why they need to give it to the gurus? Because guru is going to take care of all the Chelas under their community. It's basically it's basically a family where the guru is going to take care of all the
Is this
chelas
an
after getting trained.
established system, or is it something that has come because we made it like that?
It's an established system for many years,
Okay.
and they have a lot of hierarchies in that. And basically, this guru chila, this guru will be a chila for another guru.
Okay. Okay.
So basically, this all kind of hierarchy.
So basically, this is hierarchy to exist and to earn money.
Yeah, and also as a family, I can say, because why Hijra community is formed in one way, in other ways, because if you see the movie Kanchana, the boy was the particular boy as they show in the movie. this boy was thrown out of the home because of their identity, because they like to wear dresses or like to wear bangles and etc. Where they can go? There is no place
they
to
are
go.
protected by the community then.
By the Hijra community especially.
Okay.
And people who are, one of the reasons are that, one, there is another reason that because of the abuse parents give through, people walk away, the children walk away. And in some places they don't want to be in the homes in one way.
They want to
No
be
acceptance at all. Even there is no discrimination or anything, there is no acceptance. So people go away from the families and join the community. In one way, it's a very protective family and very good family. But in another way, when it comes to the system of forced begging and forced sex work, it's not good at all to anyone, because I was the co-founder of NESTAM SOGSC, which was established in 2015. I'm no longer a co-founder. One of the reason we started also is that, apart from sensitization, is we don't like forced begging and forced sex work. I repeat, no forced sex work, no forced begging. We are against, I'm completely against that, because someone who do begging and sex work out of their own will, it's completely all right. But someone forced to do something for the gain, it's not good at all. And mostly that is what happening all over. And I wish there'll be a change in the society. And also I saw few gurus from different places in and around India, especially in places like Hyderabad, Bangalore and Mumbai. They are gurus which I personally connect to two people. The loving part of them is they don't say to the chelas, bring me this much money, bring me that much money every day. Do one thing. Do job if you want to. Do sex work if you want to. Do begging if you want to. Do whatever you want to do. At least once in a month, help me with the something about money. Take care of my food and bed. Apart from that, once in a time, if there is any festival, give me some sari or take care of me just like a family member. The minute I heard about those gurus, I felt like, wow, they are very good gurus in the community too, and just I wish there are many more gurus like that.
But
throughout
we
in
hear
the
of mafia. See,
yeah.
in the Hijra, the Commissioner of Police was telling me that there is a mafia system. Now, just because it's acceptable that Hijras live in a community where they have to beg or do sex work, earn money, because of the hatred and identity problem that people like us, normal society people, have given them, it's only right. They are protected by the system and they have to pay. There is a earning and paying back, and they are protected by their gurus, and there's a system that goes up, ending up in mafia, in a gundaism. So that is what has happened over the last few years, and we see it. We see it. In fact, many of the gurus are not even hijras; they are normal men. So what do you have to say? Because it becomes very sad. There are many people who got used to earning easy money. And we have a friend too, is a common friend, who used to work in a corporate office, and I spoke to her the other day. In fact, she's a wonderful person, but nobody is able to pay her because. So, what is that case, and what will happen in such cases?
So just to speak about, there are good and bad people in the society, just in the men and women, just like any other men and women. There are also good and bad people in the transgender community and digital space too. So the thing is that you yourself in the question, I already have the answer, that easy money.
Yes.
So when there is a easy money, when you can only just earn just for working for 3-4 hours by just wearing a sari, again for the namesake of Bahurupiya, why should you go and work and earn at the same time?
Month. Yes, yes.
And the minute people say Hijra, I'm a Hijra, people are not going to talk about me or talk to me in a certain way, or they immediately, people I say Hijra, they'll be like, oh, don't talk with me, you don't belong to this home, you're not my brother, you're not my this, you're not my that. So it's like we think more about the society and less about us. So we don't know how many good people are there or how many bad people are there, how many are I don't want to use this word original, but I'm not sure who are actual people are in the Hijra community, who are not in the Hijra community. So it's very different.
Hayati, in the audience, there will be a lot of younger people who are struggling. they are caught in the wrong bodies. It's a very natural thing. It's a very natural thing. And of late, people have started understanding the cis, the trans, the heterosexual. Now, these are terms. I think the Gen Z is being very kind and accepting. But millennials, baby boomers, Gen X was cruel. I understand that. We didn't want to understand. Would you like to explain what are these? What is a cisgender? What is a transgender? What is a hetero? Whatever. What are the different types of genders? Because we only knew binaries. When we were young, you were asked to fill a form, male, female. Nowadays, we have male, female, other genders. So, can you explain a little more to the audience and how children can come out and belong to one of those?
So just to talk about gender and gender identity, basically one of my friend wrote uh, book on 59 genders in Tamil. In Telugu we don't have such thing as like that. But apart from that, Facebook used to have. Now I'm not sure now it's there or not. I'm not using Facebook anymore. So it used to have 72 genders.
72 subclassifications of genders.
Genders. But for my understanding, with my experience in life, gender is infinite. Because people come with different ways of growing up, different ways of identifying themselves. So it's just a word, basically, it's just a label, what I can say. Apart from everything, it's just all about humans. We need to identify more ourselves as a human rather than anything beyond that.
There are a lot of people watching us, younger people,
Yeah, yeah.
who are struggling.
Yeah,
And I mean,
so-
they might be looking at you as a solution. So tell us how you changed your sex. Explain the process. Is it very painful? What are the steps that you took? Step by step, what happened?
Okay. So before I talk about this, I'm going to talk about a few things. Maybe this is out of the question, but I want this to be there, where I want people to understand one thing is that there is something called transgender women, transgender man. There is something called there's something called intersex condition. People are born with ambiguous genitalia. So as you may heard, XX
Ah,
female, XY male. There's something called XXY intersex.
that's the super
Basically
super female.
babies born with unclear genitalia. So basically in that there are 15 to 45 conditions. So the minute baby is born, the parents with the genitalia, the doctor and the parents are going to decide they're a boy or a girl. But what if there is a baby born with different genitalia? So basically intersex is the condition where the baby can have uh, genitalia like penis outside and vagina
Inside.
inside.
But can we make that out as soon as the child is born when we see
Not-
visually?
Not very much clearly because there are 45 conditions nearly and their penis can be inside and the vagina can be
Outside.
visible.
Okay.
Those there are 45 conditions, so we cannot assume the minute the baby is born with because of genitalia we cannot just make
Into male or female.
male or female. Or the sad part is mostly 1 in every 100 babies are born as intersex children, and 1 in 100 are surgically uh, made into a boy or a girl in their childhood. But sadly, most of the parents need boys rather than girls. So,
So they
people
choose
like
to have a boy rather than a girl.
people like a lot of people who grown up as within this condition, they have much more worst experience than being a transgender woman or a man, because we either know whether we are a man or a woman, whether we are a boy or girl. But there is a condition where they don't know what they are and what's happening with the body. It's much more painful than any other thing. And there's something called feminine men. So there are a lot of as you observed, there are transgender women, cross dressers, people born with intersex condition.
Hermaphroditic people.
Yeah, that's an outdated term. Very long back, it's intersex.
Hermaphrodite is no more used.
It's no more used
That
from the
is the
last
one that
more
you
than
told
15
us.
years.
Okay.
More than 15 or 20 years, it's already outdated, and intersex is the one it's
Intersex.
currently what's there. And within all these, for example, I told you before that there is a baby born in the hospital with an intersex condition. The minute we can some are visible, some are not visible. So when some are visible, for example, penis outside and also vagina shape the baby. So the doctors and the parents and the nurses say, oh, it's a Hijra. Arey, first of all, you understand that what is the baby's condition is that they're born with this condition. How can you assume that's a Hijra? So don't associate the baby with a community or something else. If the baby is born, make sure they grow up themselves as who they are. Either with their age, let them take their own decision with
Whether they want to be a male or
male
female.
or a female or a man or a woman.
So you're trying to tell me that is 1 out of every 100 children has a ambiguous gender?
Genitalia.
Genitalia.
It's nothing to do about gender.
It's the genitalia.
It's
Okay,
a genitalia.
okay.
It's about male, female,
Okay,
intersex. It's not about man, woman. Man and woman is gender. Sex is male and
Sex is
female.
different. I'm sorry. Yes.
Yeah, it's completely all right. I myself didn't knew about these very long back. And to coming back, so I was telling these 3 to 4 people in the before last 2 minutes, right? So what if all together can be in the Hijra community? So there will be different people, all different people in the Hijra community. People born with index condition can be there. Transgender women can be there. Feminine men or feminine gay men can be there. Cross-dressers, mostly cross-dressers will not be there most of the time. But people always who feel like a woman, it's more than a cross-dresser, less than being a person from the Hijra community. Or they may, some people, most of the people, as you were asking me, what is the difference between Hijra and transgender? Transgender man or woman, for example, transgender man, trans man, assigned female at birth, but identify themselves as a man. I'll repeat that, I'm sorry, did I say it wrong? Trans man is nothing but assigned female at birth, identify themselves as a man. Trans woman, assigned male at birth,
Identify
identify
as
themselves as a woman. So when there is trans women, Hijra community, transgender people from the Hijra community, transgender women say, I'm a woman. But people from the Hijra community mostly say, I'm neither man nor woman. In a certain way in Telugu, I can say that, Addanariswaralu, Nenu, maga kadu, ada
So
kadu.
they're not male or female. They're somewhere in between.
That's what they
That's what they say. But
they
that's
say.
not true.
That's not, I cannot vouch for them. I cannot say that's true or not, because it's not about truth or anything. It's about how a person identifies themselves
want
as
to
who they
identify
are.
themselves,
We cannot say it's a true, whether they're fake or true. Or we don't we know any. See, basically, gender is very much visible in one way. Sex is not visible. So the minute a man slightly a bit feminine, walks feminine, talks feminine, or try to wear a dress, or people immediately can look at that person. This is not regular. I don't want to use the word normal because I tend to ignore the word for many years. And sex is nothing. Sex is not. Sex is all about who you are as a person, who you want to be with on the bed. So that's not visible at all. It's always thinking. But gender identity is not like that. It's always visible. So that's the major difference between the word transgender. People identify as transgender, people from the Hijra community.
Hijra community.
And coming back to what I was telling you before is that anyone from trans women, feminine gay men, people identify as a Hijra, and babies born with index condition are thrown out of their homes or being out of their homes and be in the Hijra community. Hijra community, any one of these identities can be there. It's not about just a man going through a man going through nirvana and being a woman and going through all the rituals and etc. can be in the Hijra community. Any of these people can be in the Hijra community, and rituals will mostly happen. Without the rituals, in particularly Hindu, it's not going to happen. So when someone says, this is who you are, you need to be with them, no. You are a person, identify as a girl or a boy or who as a person from the different gender identities, understand them as who they are.
Now tell me, you identified yourself as a woman. So what steps did you take? How did you make sure that you became what you wanted to be?
Okay, so it's an interesting question in one way, because until the age of 19, I didn't understand there's something called gender affirming surgery. There's something called laser hair removal, electrolysis. There's something called voice surgery. There's something called breast augmentation. A lot of things in mind. I was like, what are all these? What is really happening? I was lost for few months in one way because I was not able to understand the terms and terminologies and what exactly it is, because none of these will be we taught in school. So first thing I understood is psychiatric evaluation need to be done. So if I need to go to psychiatric evaluation, I need to go to a psychiatrist. So according to W path, long time according to W path, if one need to go for the gender affirming surgery, they already need to have two psychiatric evaluations from a psychiatrist, and also hormone replacement therapy prescribed by the endocrinologist. So after these and everything, people used to go for the surgeries and etc. Just I also thought, I'm a woman, I know who I am at the age of 21. Then let's start the process.
So was it
I'm
HRT
sorry.
in the beginning for you?
No, not HRT. Let's start the process. So HRT is not the beginning, because I need to first understand myself, what I am in the first place. I didn't just decided one day at the age of 19 like, oh, I read about Ghazal Dhailwal and I want to be this. No.
Yeah.
I took some time understanding me. I went to a couple of doctors, and the sad part in Visakhapatnam is there are no much people who understands. And at 2010, 11, 12 at that time, until 2013, not much of people are aware about gender incongruence. Gender dysphoria is an outdated term again. Gender incongruence is the current word. So the minute I went to a psychiatrist, and they used to ask me a couple of questions. Do you wash your hands very often? Do you yoga? Do you look into the mirror often? I was like, what did I come here for, and what is really happening? So I never went back there again. I have a depression, but not depression in a way like I want to go for a suicide. I have a depression where I don't have anyone to
To understand you.
understand me as who
And
I
you're trying
am.
to find yourself also.
In one way, I went to a couple of doctors. The second doctor was also like, oh, who you want to be, a boy or a girl? Okay, I want in this way. So what I try to do is, I try to go to this person again and try to tell about myself, and these are like, I can't see cases like you, please walk away from here. And I was so surprised. And in 2013, I told to my mom that, see, I know who I am. I want you to understand who I am as a person. So let's go to psychiatrist. First of all, for the first 2 months, they never did any kind of. I didn't get any support from my parents, but after some time, in the month of March, we started going to a psychiatrist. So first we went to I will definitely talk about Shantiniketan hospital, because psychiatric evaluation and psychologist evaluation happened, and after these first sittings, they took me to a family doctor. I forgot the doctor name, and the minute we went there, he's an endocrinologist, and the minute we went there, he asked me, he checked my external genitalia, and he said, walk away from this room. I'm gonna speak to your parents. Later, I got to understand from my parents in the evening that, see, there are a lot of people like you who come and they do the transitioning, they do the surgeries, and they're crying a lot.
Oh, they didn't want to do it, but they did it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was like, you will be the same person. I know you don't know who they're talking about. They're not talking people like me. They're talking about people, maybe someone from the Hijra community, especially in Visakhapatnam, because people with lot of awareness, understanding of who they are, then only they're gonna go for that. It's not just like I want to go for a surgery. I'll just go from this
But
to
you know,
that.
I've heard that many boys become females to have good sex. I mean, in fact, I spoke to some Hijra, and she told me that it was an urge to have wild sex, and that is the reason she converted from male to female. And she had the inclination, and she's having good sex.
I can't particularly answer you that, because in one way, uh, my sexual attraction towards people is completely different, because I I have attraction towards people, but I don't have any sexual attraction towards anyone.
So, are you asexual when it
Yeah.
comes to sex?
Yes, I can proudly say that.
So there's no confusion in your mind. There was no reason.
No confusion. But also, to coming back, how the process went is, so there is something called with gender incongruence certificate. At that particular time, while I was speaking with my parents, after 3 months of the gender evaluation, I came out to my doctor saying that, see, you are violated altogether and everything, but whatever you say, I definitely feel myself I'm a woman and I'm going to live the way I am, irrespective of anything, because the the things they experience in Visakhapatnam, especially with what they have, is very limited. But there are a lot of cases all over the world. It's just not India or any other places. So I told only one thing to her. I feel a bit of suicidal. I want to avoid the suicidal from my head, and also I want to complete my studies. And for that, help me with the psychiatric evaluation so I can go to the next step, endocrinology. I clearly told her that I'm not going to go for the surgery immediately. I'm educated. I want to take my sweet own time for the surgery to go further. So please help me just with the psychiatric evaluation certificate so I can go for the endocrinologist to start my hormone replacement therapy, which is HRT. So luckily she gave me, and also she referred me a doctor in Hyderabad where he is well versed with the people from the transgender community, especially transgender women, from many years.
Very nice. So that was a very good luck for you.
Yeah, so I went there and they gave me a couple of tests, and later I told them only one thing. I have issues with the testosterone growing up, and also I feel I want to start my hormone replacement therapy. For example, testosterone blockers to block the testosterone, and also estrogen to be the person who I am. Started both, and I felt a bit suicidal in the starting because and I didn't knew what's happening with me because I cannot talk to anyone or any people apart from online.
Does it get you depressed, this hormonal HRT?
No, not very much, but I felt a bit
Okay.
depression at that time because I started something which I always want, but at the same time there is a lot of
It is a
something called
hormonal change, isn't it?
hormonal
Yes,
changes are
yes,
happening,
yes.
and I never used to have anyone
But
beside
did
me
you
to
feel
talk.
more feminine after the HRT? Did you feel the female is more in you? Did you start
Yeah,
feeling more?
yeah, I can definitely agree
So
on
even
that.
sexually you were feeling female.
Sexually, not much. Just to talk about my sexual life kind of thing. Just like I used to always think I'm a woman after 19, 20. So I try to be with few men, few boys. But I was never comfortable being with them. Uh, I'm still a virgin in one way. I never had something to go with beyond hug and a kiss, but I was never comfortable. And after a few times, I started feeling uncomfortable and started feeling crying after every time I meet people.
Okay.
So at a point of time, I understood what is really happening. I understood that my body is not happy with what's happening, and it don't want any kind of things like these
Physical intimacy.
intimacy at all. People say that you didn't try, that's why you are like this. You didn't try that, that's why you want to be a woman. You didn't try this, that's why you want to be in a certain way. I tried in my own way, but I ended up
Unhappy.
unhappy and cry in the long way rather than anything. So basically, especially with the laser hair removal,
It's
I can
very
say it's
painful.
quite painful.
It's very painful.
People think that,
Yes.
oh, laser hair removal, it's just like that. No,
So were you a hairy boy? Did you have lot of hair earlier?
no, not at all.
Luckily, so
It
you
was
had to
very
remove
less.
it anyhow.
Yeah, and it's not so easy. It was 15 to 16 sittings,
Oh my
and
God.
it was quite painful. But luckily, after the fourth sitting or fifth sitting, they started helping me with the numb cream and etc. So it is less painful somewhat, but it is painful, and I used to go for threading and etc. And I used to feel one way it used to be painful, other way it used to be comfortable because
You were becoming what you wanted to be.
I'm what I am, but I'm trying to do just like what other girls do. And
Yes.
later at a point of time, I felt, why am I doing all this to get approved by someone else, to make myself approved that I'm a woman by someone else? So I stopped doing that, and I started applying less makeup. I stopped bothering about clothes and makeup. I started being more about myself and as a human rather than anything. And transition is not just a cakewalk in the park. It's a lot of painful process. Losing friends, losing family, losing best friends. Things comes into picture, and especially with the support of emotional support will be very less. So there'll be a couple of people who will be always be there with you, and I used to have them, and because of few people in my life, because all the moral support, not financial support, because of the moral support, offline, online. This is where I am today, and I'm happy with what I'm today.
Hayathi, let us reach the surgery.
Okay.
Now you have already started transcending. You started hormone replacement therapy. You started removing your hair. You started becoming more feminine. Then you had come to your surgery, isn't it? Now this is
Okay.
the big step.
Yes.
This is the big step. Tell us about the surgery.
Okay, I'm not gonna talk completely about my surgery because it's not completely comfortable for me in one way.
No problem.
But I'm gonna talk about what is quite important in this is at the point of time I understood that I need to go for the surgery, but I don't have the money to go for that. Then
Is it very expensive?
yeah, at that time itself in the year of 2016-17, it's somewhere around 2.5 lakhs to 5 lakhs.
Yeah.
And
And is it true that you can lose your life during the surgery? Many people died. Is it true?
in surgeries, it can happen.
Any surgery, not
Any,
necessarily.
not just gender affirming surgery, any kind of surgery, but especially with this, it can happen too. But luckily, I'm alive in one way. So yeah, when it comes to surgery, surgery was a very different thing to me because I need to thank a friend called Sia. I don't want to name something about beyond this, and other friend from Mumbai. Just because her forward message that surgery is going to happen in particular hospital for a trans man and trans woman. So do you want to go for it? And I applied to go for the surgery, and all my tests were ready for tests. All the blood tests, all the tests were ready. So I sent all of them to the doctor, and they said yes, all the tests are good, and you can go for it. And immediately I'm happy, but the later I went to Mumbai, they said we need to perform few more tests, then only we can say whether you can be going for the surgery or not. I felt okay, long way came here, but still they're gonna say that after this with the test you're gonna go or not. I said okay, 24 more hours and everything will be okay. Whether it's going to, I wait for many years. I'll wait for few more years to be
Yeah.
myself. There is nothing wrong in that. So the next day they said after all the tests, everything is set. We can go for the surgery.
Oh, wow.
And I was quite happy in one way, and the other way, I don't have financial things in my hand completely. So I was asked my best friend at that time, support me in this way, and I'm gonna repay you later. But one thing apart from money, what I need you to do is, if anything happens to me in the surgery, if I'm gonna die, please call to my parents and talk about me to them that this is what happened. It was a very emotional thing what happened once I got the tests and the conversation happening with me and my best friend. But it happened a very right way, and they at last told that okay, go for it, and I don't want you to uh, be down always. What I see you, be yourself now, be yourself of who you are. And I got support of the financial money from my friend too, and then I went for the surgery. Just before the surgery, there is an interesting part which I want to tell you. The interesting part is, I was just before the surgery room. There are patients for the surgery, and I'm not a patient in one way, but in another way, I need to be there. And I have an urge, I was an urge to go to toilet or go to use the loo. And the doctor, as always, started going to the washroom more than 2 or 3 times. The doctor came and was asking me, where you going? You have surgery now. You can't go anywhere. There are people, security around here. I went to the washroom and came back, and the other doctor came in, and they were like, are you afraid of this thing? And everything will be all right. What are you talking? I'm planning to. I'm waiting this
So
moment
many
for the
years.
last 9 years, and you're asking me whether I'm not okay here. No, I'm literally waiting when I'm going to go inside. He was like, awesome. Okay, it's happening good.
How many hours did the surgery take?
I got in it's 5 to 6 hours, and later at 10 to 6, I woke up and I was like, I was just out of the medicines and etc. I was like shouting, and the doctors and patients were like, everyone were looking at me, and I felt okay. I'm alive. I'm alive. I'm alive. I'm good. So with the shouting, what I went through, they took me to the after just 1 hour, they took me to the ward, and there on the first day I didn't understand anything because there are a lot of medicines and etc. Next day, I can't even make my head up and see what happened and what's happening, because there is no much pain, but also there is no body movement for the first 3-4 days. And my friend came for the first day, first 1.5 day, and later with other emergencies she left the place. But while she was there, it's one of the best moments ever in my life in one way, because somebody was there with me for the 1.5 day, but later for the next 8 days no one was there with me, because my friend supported for flight and etc. more than he coming here and supporting me. And after that, all the pain at my childhood, all the struggle, what is 15 years of pain is equal to 8 days of that particular after the surgery, because nobody to there be beside me.
You were all alone.
All alone. The minute I want to turn like this, there is no support for me. I cannot move even an inch of my hand at any cost. So all the pain, all those 15 years of pain equal to these 8 days of pain. But if you ask me, is it worth the pain? Completely, I can say, because as I always felt, I'm a woman, I'm a girl. The surgery made myself feel comfortable that I'm who I am right now. It's not about girl or a boy, woman or a man. I felt.
So had your genitalia changed totally?
Yes, it's changed.
So when you saw your body, were you
I
so
felt,
happy?
No, I didn't feel happy. I felt comfortable within myself. No happiness, no sadness, no happiness. Just felt myself as who I am.
Tell me, after that you became a photographer, or even before that, tell me about your photography, because today you're a well-known photographer.
Photography is always within me from my childhood, one way, because my father got one of the first Panasonic Panasonic phones with camera. While we started, he got that. I started taking pictures. Later with the other film cameras and etc. I started using that whenever I used to get time. But in 2014, when I started seeing the DSLR with my friend camera, I used to uh, use camera once in a while, and I used to go to people to meet different photographers and talk about what is a camera, how does it work, what's really happening with the camera, because as I don't have much friends because of my gender identity, there are very limited people who has to speak, and this person knows a friend from Visakhapatnam, and I started going to them. No one knows about my gender identity at the point of 2014 or 13, but I started going to them and start knowing about photography. Later in 2016, I started getting more chance working on camera and started feeling myself happy. Why happy, I don't know, but whenever I use camera, used to feel very comfortable in one way. So when I started taking camera, and people used to look at my pictures and say, "You're taking good pictures. I like your way how you photograph." And in 2017, I spoke with my aunt that this is what I like, and I want a camera, and I always like to have a camera. Unexpectedly, she had conversation with my mom, and my mom got my first camera in 2017. From then onwards, I started experimenting in different ways. Manual photography is one of the worst, I can say, at that time for me. But later, one trip to Manali changed everything.
Yeah.
A person within just 5 minutes taught me what is manual photography and how can you work on it manually. From then onwards, I used to always take, irrespective of any aspect, night, morning, anytime, manual.
Manual photographs, okay.
Manual photography. I started loving it. So I used to work for a ANZ Bank from 2018 to 2022.
Yeah, I saw that you were in the Forbes magazine. Tell me about that.
So, just before that, I need to talk about my 11 years career of jobs. First 7 years, 8 jobs.
Oh, wow.
First 7 years, 8 jobs.
Was it because of your sexual discrimination, the gender discrimination?
Not sexual discrimination. Sexual discrimination is completely avoidable. Gender discrimination, not every time, but also sometimes of ill health.
Okay.
With gender discrimination, few places.
So within 7 year jobs you did within
8
few
years.
years.
I can probably say that 8 jobs.
You have a
And
world record.
No, it's not a world record. A lot of people did better than me and better than that. But these 7 years, these 8 jobs in 7 years, I did different jobs. Like my first job is working as a kindergarten teacher.
Wow.
That was a lovely, one of the best profession till date I did. And after that, I worked in KFC as a team member. for 5 months. Because of the dengue, I left the KFC because of my health issues. And just before joining KFC, I worked in a Westfield market in Raitu Bazaar at the port area.
Okay.
I used to get 100 rupees daily for working for 3 hours, and I tried to work for 2 to 3 months.
Yeah.
But later, because of the pollution and etc., I just
Your health
I
got
was about to
affected.
move away from there, and it because of my father, I got that job because it's my family's relative, and I used to go there every day. And they used to pay me 100 for 3 hours, so I used to somewhat earn a bit, and I used to again spend them on dresses and makeup.
On your beauty products and dresses. Okay.
Yeah, because that's what make me used to happy at that particular time.
Yes.
So later tried to work in fruit market again in the near Raita Bazaar. It didn't work out after a month because of the health issues and etc. I joined a NGO later for the 5 months. At 5 months, it got closed because of the project got closed as a computer operator. In 2005, from 2014 till 2016 ending, early of 2016, I tried to support my father in my own way because he tried to do a different kind of business and tried to just want to just try to
Get
do.
you back.
I just want to do something where I can support him and also earn at the same time, and also earn for my surgery in another way. That's another plan. Another plan is that, and so in 2016 I joined Karmashya as a key account manager, and all of the people used to work there. All are women. My boss, whatnot, everyone in the everyone over there are women. I felt started comfortable being myself. Okay, finally, I always wanted to be in a certain place like this. Finally, I'm here. So then, after a year, uh, I left the job. One of the reason is that one is that health issue, and second, I went through the surgery within this particular time. So after the surgery, I had side effects, and also I was not able to recover faster, just like any other transgender woman in the India or other places. I was not able to recover fast. It took 3 to 5 months for my recovery, and it was okay after 5 months. And in 2016, after I left, I spoke to my father about my surgery. As he was talking about what your parents' first reaction, my father's reaction is that that's why whenever you wanted to go out of home or go out of the city, you did whatever you want. Don't talk with me now. So he didn't talk with me for 1.5 months or more than 2 months. Later, he just started talking with me whenever he has work, and whenever I feel ill, he used to talk to me. Beyond that, no. Later, after in the month of May, I spoke to him. In the month of December, I spoke to my mom about this what I went, and we were crying. We were with each other in one way emotionally, but also crying for the next 1.5 hour. And the immediate shocking answer from my mom is, "Oh, you did whatever you want. Now wear a shirt and pant and go like a boy and be
Yeah,
a man and go do a job."
She's under pressure from society. You must understand her.
Yeah, I can understand that. That's one of the reason I gave her a chance, and I went for a short hair, wore a dress. But irrespective of the dress, I used to look very feminine, just like any other tomboy with the short hair. And I tried to get into a job, and I went for a month or 45 days. But in the middle, again, washroom is always the major issue here too. So while my identity says, my gender identity says I'm a woman, but my ID card says I'm a man,
Oh my
I'm a
God.
male.
Okay.
It's not yet completed. The ID card is not completed, and also the company I joined is basically one of my cousin is a HR, and sadly, whatever is people used to come and how boys basically used to hang out is basically they keep the hands
Putting
on
their
the
hands
shoulder
around you.
or do a tap like this. So when I used to sit in the computer space, the IT lab, it used to happen a similar way. At the starting, I started ignoring. Okay, ignore. This is where I am. My cousin is the HR, and I must not make any nuisance here. But later, when I used to go to the washroom, a close friend of my cousin started touching me in the
Wrong
wrong
places.
places, and I was like, okay, I know you're a friend of my cousin, so don't touch me in the first place. But later, the second time he did the same. Then I started feeling a bit uncomfortable, and with the uncomfortableness, said,
You quit
I
the
spoke
job.
to myself. I will not speak to the HR. I'm not going to anyone. I'm leaving this job. I left the job later because of the discrimination over there. The company is no more in India, and I don't want to even talk about that company, but I
Okay.
felt very uncomfortable there.
Tell me about ANZ.
ANZ, so I can say the one of the best job. Like the within the 11 years of my career, the 9, 10, like 8, 9, 10, 11, the ninth job, 7 years, 8 jobs. The other year, ninth job, ANZ Bank, Australian New Zealand Bank is one of the best place I can say I worked because a manager can be your friend, acceptance, a team can be accepting, a floor can be accepting. There are all the 3 floors of the ANZ Bank accept me for who I am, what I am. They will never ask me, are you a transgender person? Are you this? Are you that? No, you're a woman. Is she, her? You're a woman. That's it. Nothing beyond that. Hayati, Hayati, Hayati. And after 45 days or 60 days, I did a gender sensitization program in ANZ Bank, and I was always a person, I'm always a shy person. I'm an extrovert in my childhood, became an introvert later with my identity. So I don't know of anything of much subject about the terms and identities and etc. But I spoke about all the identities, and I did a sensation program in ANZ Bank in front of more than 100 people at that particular time. And it was so crazy, and it's quite a different experience. I did the same after a few more days in another branch too. And it felt so great. And one thing I would like to mention in the ANZ Bank is that I started using the women's washroom because my ID cards are changed and everything is changed. There is an all gender restroom. In the starting, for the first 3 months, I always used to use the all gender restroom. So you may ask me that,
Why did you use the ladies afterward?
no, what is all gender restroom in the first place? What is all gender? Irrespective of any genders, how people want to perceive themselves, anybody can use that. The best part of what ANZ did is there is something called for physically handicapped. I'm not sure about I'm using the right word. I don't want one of the people in inclusion meeting said that don't use specially able.
Yes. No.
So I stopped using that. So what they did is they just kept all gender restroom over there. Nothing. They didn't do
anybody can
anything
use
else.
it.
Anybody, any gender, any person can use that
With any ability.
with any abilities. That's the first thing I loved it. And second, after I got all my changes done with my ID card and etc., then I started using
The
the women's
female
washroom. And especially the housekeeping people and my colleagues all were quite okay with me walking into that because the only thing what used to go pee and come out, nothing else. What else? The other thing what I can do is just apply makeup and lipstick and nothing beyond that. So the housekeeping used to speak me, and especially they used to speak with me in Telugu because that in that place they used to housekeeping people used to speak in Telugu, Kannada, Tamil, Malayalam, this long. And the people I used to talk with is they speak in Telugu, and later they used to end up calling me, okay sir, bye.
That used
Wearing
to
a
trouble
dress,
you.
wearing a makeup and everything, they call me sir, and I was like, it's happened more than 3 times. Then I never bothered much about it in one way because always used to avoid whenever they're there. I used to avoid and then go to the other side of the washroom. So nobody is going to call me anything. So then I told about this to the HR, and they told me that let's do sensitive program in all languages where housekeeping people are coming in. So the best part, I thought only housekeeping people had the sensitization. They call people from the cafeteria, people from the transport, people from the housekeeping, all were sensitized in the own different languages, which is fantastic, I can say, because from then onwards there is no turning back. All were just understanding and quite okay with what's happening, and from then onwards, no sir at all, anytime anymore in the washrooms. It's ma'am, ma'am, ma'am again.
And why did you win the award? Tell me. Why were you put into the Forbes magazine?
Forbes magazine is basically ANZ Bank. I'm basically a workaholic, and coming from the computer science background, I did my bachelor's in computer science from Visakhapatnam, and I got the job, engineering background, the job in 2018 after 8 years of my pass out of my college. So always used to work. And later, apart from that, first of all, I would like to talk today. I would like to take a chance to thank Neelam Jain, the CEO of Periphery. After talking to her and after knowing about who I am, she started first talk to my parents rather than talking about me to join somewhere else. But didn't work out as I know my parents. So she supported me to get a job in ANZ Bank. I was always thankful her for that. So through her, I got a job in ANZ Bank. And before joining ANZ Bank, they went to the ANZ Bank and sensitized with. Before me joining ANZ Bank, they sensitized all the staff with before 6 months.
How to behave when you come.
Yes. They're just not me joined in the company, that one more person joined with me, and trust me, a person going to the company with a different diverse gender identity, two people from the different gender identity being the same company makes much more sense, because there's someone you can share the conversation, there's someone you can always talk about what is good and bad. So coming back to Forbes, I always, apart from NESTAM being a co-founder, I always have advocacy to talk about LGBT rights and especially transgender rights. Through NZ Bank, we used to go to different places all over Bangalore and talk about sensitization, and used to support in my own way. And also, I always used to support Periphery in my own way. So through her, I got a call from Forbes magazine that we heard a lot about you. We heard a lot about ANZ Bank and etc. Can you talk something about it? And they got to know about me, and we had a conversation. And with the help of my manager, at a point of time, whatever is happening in ThoughtWorks has all the support for the LGBT community, especially transgender community, with the inclusive policies, especially insurances for hormone replacement therapy, gender affirming surgery, for same-sex couple, in one way, insurance, where they'll just use partner, no
Yeah.
spouse, nothing,
Yes,
just
yes.
partner, which is a lovely thing. So we try to get few things from there, and me and my manager made possible in NZ Bank too. So with all these things,
They featured that in the.
they
Oh,
featured
that's
me
beautiful.
in Forbes
To be,
magazine.
to be featured in Forbes itself, congratulations, and I'm really proud of you, very proud of you.
Thank you.
So we've spoken a lot, and still, there's so much I can go on for 2-3 podcasts with you. But now I want to ask you, why is sensitization important? Should it be enforced in sex education for young minds in Indian schools, maybe from the age of 13, when the children are sexually active? Should sensitization start at that time?
First of all, before stating that, I would like to talk about a bit about myself, because if I have someone to talk about me at the particular time, this is what I'm feeling in my childhood, at my early childhood. This is what is happening with me. This is what I behave. This is what I want to be. I always used to feel that if there is someone to talk with me, they don't have to understand me. There's someone to just talk to me and just not share that to anyone. That was very much important than any other thing. But there is no one to talk to and no one to talk about myself to anyone. So after a certain age, especially I want to talk about, this is not so great to talk, but after my third suicide attempt on myself, I understood it's a failed attempt, and I felt that whatever happened in my life, whatever is happening in my life, whatever happened in my childhood, a child must not go through the same thing ever again. And then how I started thinking about go to schools and talk about gender sensitization, talk about gender and sex, not about sexuality at that particular time, because we started going to schools and talk about sex and gender to 8th, 9th, 10th.
Oh.
And for 11th, 12th, in the places like Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, they're never going to give any kind of permissions to go to 11th and 12th, because it's pretty much difficult
It's
with
about the
that,
exams, nothing
exams,
else.
exams,
Rat
exams.
race.
So that's how we got cracked into pharmacy colleges and few degree colleges and a couple of engineering colleges. We talked about sexuality too, which is the best part. So as you mentioned about why it is very important at earlier, just because if you know about yourself in your childhood itself, about who you are, you can better concentrate on your studies, have a meaningful friends, have a meaningful life in one way, I'm not saying that somebody who didn't know gone through a meaningful life. It's different ways for different people. But if a child get to know about gender and sex, about
Early
what their
itself.
body is, what is sex is, what is hormones, what about this, what about gender identity, they can concentrate better on studies rather than thinking about what am I, who I am in the first place. So it is very much important.
What is your advice to parents who have children like you? Because for you, you always suffered that you are not able to tell your parents, and you love your parents.
Yes.
Amma naana ante chaala ishtam. But still, even now, you love them, you respect them. But now in the present world, what is advice you want to give to parents if there is a child like you born in their house?
Um, First of all, when the child they come out with a lot of uh, understanding about who they are, and also they gave a lot of thinking towards you that if they come out to you, you'll understand. Someone coming out their comfort zone, someone coming out from the closet and talking to you is very much difficult, because coming out is a very difficult thing, and basically it comes a lot with trust. Because once someone trusted something about
So,
them,
parents should trust their children.
and also, yes, in one way, yes, and also because of the trust child had on the parents, once they come out, you don't have to say I understand you, I I'll accept you. No, say that I'm here to listen. First of all, tell them only one thing: I'm here to listen. Don't judge or don't stop them in the middle, because come out with a lot of courage. So first, listen to your child when they come out. If possible, try to, with the help of a lot of things in the current generation, with a lot of artificial intelligence and whatnot, the browsers and etc., make yourself a bit of aware of what are the terms or whatever your child is. And you don't have to think that there are negatives and positives being who your child is, a boy being a girl or girl being a boy. First, listen to your child, and then, if everything is working out well, take them to a psychiatrist, because it helps the child and also you to understand who they really are. And if one important point is that don't abuse or don't discriminate just because we live for the society most of the time, because my brother will think like this or my aunt will think like this. What about our family? We come from a very big family. My grandfather is this, my husband is a politician. What about my child? What will happen? What about our hierarchy in the society? We always think about the society rather than being ourselves. First understand your child in your own way. See what can you do for your child. Please, 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 please don't send the children out of homes, because it's not safe very much out.
And it is not their fault.
Yeah, so please be sensible to your kids, and they're trying to be themselves and they're not doing anything wrong beyond that, because trying to being themselves is one of the best thing ever they can do.
Thank you, Hayathi. It is a wonderful experience talking to you. I didn't ask you about the LGBTI community because there's a lot said about it. I wanted your personal story. And I think today we've started a series of talks. I think we should be talking more about this, because these kind of sensitizations will help us to understand ourselves and our children and society at large. For all those who are watching, our children are gift from God. If God has given you a child who's not what you want it to be, you have to blame yourself also. Don't think your child is alone. Their destiny is because of us. All of us are together in this. So, good, bad, or ugly, our children are our gifts from God, our most beautiful and precious beings. So, if you have a child with a problem, try and understand. Don't discriminate your child or try to protect society, because society doesn't care for you. What you have to do as a mother, as a father, as a family is to sit with your child, make them comfortable, and try to make them understand who they are, because they are human beings first. After that, whether they're male or female comes in, or if they're not even male or female, doesn't matter. They're our precious children. They are the only ones who will take our story ahead. So, parents, please understand your child. and don't let your child go through the darkness of tunnels trying to commit suicide because they are struggling. నేను ఎవరు मैं कौन हूँ who am I, this is a struggle in your child's mind and you're not there to hold their hand. Help them, make them stand, make them feel comfortable, let them know that they are the best things that ever happened on earth. If you like this conversation, please subscribe to Meet Meenamma and click the bell icon to receive more links of my work. And if you want any other topics which I have not covered, do let me know, because I enjoy doing this podcast much more than actually presenting it to you, because I learn. Today I have learned that my generation has been very wrong to beautiful human beings, and gender is not the way we discriminate. Let God be merciful. Let us look after our children. Jai Hind, let India grow up to a wonderful, bright tomorrow. Thank you.
నా పేరు హాయతి, నేను వైజాగ్ నుంచి ఫ్రీలాన్స్ ఫోటోగ్రాఫర్ని. ఈరోజు మీట్ మీనమ్మ పాడ్కాస్ట్కి రావడం జరిగింది అండ్ ఇక్కడ చాలా మంచి ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ జరిగింది. ప్లీజ్ సబ్స్క్రైబ్ టు మీట్ మీనమ్మ ఛానల్. థ్యాంక్ యూ.